The Secret of Greenfield Zoo. Nestled on the outskirts of Greenfield, the Greenfield Zoo was an enchanting haven that captivated the hearts of visitors with its diverse array of animals, lush landscapes, and a sense of magic that seemed to linger in the air. The zoo was not just a place to see animals, it was a place where stories unfolded and secrets whispered through the trees. For Catherine, the zoo was her favorite place in the world, a sanctuary where her vivid imagination could run wild. Catherine, a curious and adventurous woman in her early 40s, had been a frequent visitor to the zoo since she was a child. She had always felt a deep connection to the place, having spent countless weekends there with her grandfather, Edward, who had been a zookeeper at Greenfield Zoo for over 40 years before retiring. Edward knew every inch of the place like the back of his hand, and Catherine loved listening to his stories about the animals and their unique personalities. Her favorite story was about Leo, the old lion who, according to Edward, had once saved a zookeeper from an escaped snake. One sunny Saturday morning, Catherine set off for the zoo, as she did every weekend. She had a feeling that today would be different. She couldn't shake off the excitement bubbling inside her. As she approached the entrance, she noticed a new sign that read, "New Exhibit, the Enchanted Forest." "What's the Enchanted Forest?" Catherine wondered aloud, her eyes wide with curiosity. A familiar voice behind her replied, "Ah, that's a special exhibit. It's been in the works for years, and today's the grand opening." Catherine turned to see her old friend and former colleague, Mark, who still worked at the zoo. He had been a close friend of Edward's and had watched Catherine grow up. "Mark. It's good to see you. I've heard so much about this new exhibit," Catherine said, smiling warmly. Mark smiled back. "Good to see you too, Catherine. Let's go check it out." As they walked through the zoo, they passed familiar sights, the playful monkeys swinging from the trees, the majestic elephants splashing in their pool, and the colorful parrots squawking greetings to the visitors. Finally, they reached the entrance to the Enchanted Forest, a large, arched gateway adorned with twinkling fairy lights and ivy. Inside, the forest was unlike anything Catherine had ever seen. The air was cool and filled with the scent of pine and wild flowers. Soft, dappled sunlight filtered through the dense canopy above, casting an otherworldly glow on the winding paths below. As they ventured deeper into the forest, Catherine noticed that the animals here were different, more vibrant and unusual. "This place is incredible," Catherine said, her voice filled with wonder. "How did you manage to create something so magical?" Mark chuckled. "It wasn't easy. The Enchanted Forest has been a labor of love for many of us here at the zoo. We wanted to create a place where visitors could feel a true sense of wonder and connection with nature." They continued walking until they reached a clearing where a small, tranquil pond was surrounded by lush greenery. As Catherine approached the water's edge, she spotted a shimmering reflection that caught her eye. Leaning in closer, she realized it was not her own reflection, but that of a beautiful, ethereal creature, a silver fox with eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of the ages. "Catherine," the fox said in a gentle, melodic voice. "Welcome to the Enchanted Forest. I am Aurelia, the guardian of this realm. Catherine gasped in astonishment. You can talk? Aurelia nodded. Yes, I can. This forest is a place where magic thrives and the impossible becomes possible. But there is more to this place than meets the eye. There is a secret that has been hidden for centuries, and I believe you are the one who can uncover it. Catherine's heart raced with excitement and curiosity. What secret? Aurelia's eyes sparkled with a knowing look. The secret of the enchanted forest lies in its heart, where the ancient tree of life stands. It is said that whoever finds the tree and unlocks its power will gain the wisdom to bring harmony between humans and nature. Mark, who had been quietly observing, stepped forward. Catherine, if anyone can find the tree of life, it's you. You have always had a special connection with this place. Determined and intrigued, Catherine nodded. I'll do it. I'll find the tree of life. Aurelia smiled. Follow the signs of nature and trust your instincts. The forest will guide you. With Aurelia's words echoing in her mind, Catherine set off on her quest. The path ahead was winding and filled with challenges, but she felt a deep sense of purpose driving her forward. As she ventured deeper into the forest, Catherine encountered various animals who offered their assistance. A wise old owl named Oliver provided her with clues hidden in riddles, while a mischievous raccoon named Rocco helped her navigate the tricky terrain. Each step brought her closer to the heart of the forest and the legendary tree of life. Days turned into nights, and Catherine's journey was filled with both wonder and peril. She crossed rushing rivers, climbed steep cliffs, and faced her deepest fears. Yet, with each challenge, she grew stronger and more determined. On one particularly challenging day, Catherine found herself standing before a wide, raging river. There was no bridge in sight, and the current was too strong to swim across. She sat on the riverbank, trying to devise a plan. As she pondered, a large beaver emerged from the water. "Hello there," the beaver said. "I'm Baxter. You seem to be in a bit of a predicament." Catherine nodded. "I need to get across, but I don't know how." Baxter grinned. "I can help with that. Building is my specialty." True to his word, Baxter quickly assembled a sturdy bridge using fallen logs and branches. Catherine marveled at his skill and efficiency. "Thank you, Baxter. You've saved me a lot of trouble," she said gratefully. Baxter nodded. "Anytime. Good luck on your journey." With Baxter's bridge, Catherine crossed the river and continued on her way. She encountered more animals who aided her, a family of deer who led her through a dense thicket, a pair of clever foxes who taught her how to decipher hidden messages in the forest's natural patterns, and a majestic eagle who guided her over treacherous cliffs. One evening, as the sun set and the forest was bathed in a warm, golden light, Catherine made camp beside a tranquil stream. As she sat by the fire, she heard a soft rustling in the bushes. To her surprise, a small, timid fawn emerged, its large, dark eyes filled with curiosity. "Hello there," Catherine said gently. "Are you lost?" The fawn shook its head. "No, I'm not lost. My name is Luna. I've come to give you a gift. Catherine raised an eyebrow. A gift? Luna nodded and produced a small, intricately carved wooden box from the underbrush. This box has been passed down through generations of forest guardians. It holds a map that will lead you to the Tree of Life. Catherine took the box with reverence. Thank you, Luna. This means so much to me. Luna smiled shyly. Good luck, Catherine. The forest believes in you. With the map in hand, Catherine felt a renewed sense of purpose. She followed the map's detailed instructions, which led her through some of the most beautiful and challenging parts of the forest. She walked through fields of wild flowers that seemed to sing in the breeze, climbed towering hills that offered breathtaking views of the landscape, and navigated dark, dense woods where ancient trees whispered secrets of old. One night, as she camped beneath a canopy of stars, Catherine heard a soft, melodic song drifting through the trees. She followed the sound and discovered a secluded grove where a group of glowing, ethereal creatures danced gracefully. These creatures, known as the Lumina, had the appearance of small, radiant sprites, their bodies shimmering with light. Welcome, Catherine, one of the Lumina said, its voice like a delicate chime. We are the guardians of the grove. You are close to the Tree of Life, but first, you must pass a final test. Catherine nodded, feeling both nervous and excited. What is the test? The Lumina smiled gently. You must face your deepest fear and overcome it. Only then will you be worthy of the tree's wisdom. Catherine took a deep breath, preparing herself for whatever lay ahead. The Lumina led her to a nearby cave, its entrance dark and foreboding. As she stepped inside, the cave's temperature dropped, and the air grew thick with tension. In the cave's depths, Catherine encountered a vision of her greatest fear, a deep, endless abyss. She had always been terrified of falling, a fear that had haunted her since childhood. The abyss seemed to call to her, its darkness promising to swallow her whole. Summoning all her courage, Catherine closed her eyes and took a step forward. She felt the ground beneath her disappear, and for a moment, she was falling. But instead of succumbing to her fear, she focused on her mission and her connection to the forest. Suddenly, the sensation of falling ceased, and she found herself standing on solid ground. Opening her eyes, Catherine saw that the abyss had vanished, replaced by a radiant path of light. She had conquered her fear. The Lumina reappeared, their expressions filled with pride. You have passed the test, Catherine. The Tree of Life awaits you. With the Lumina guiding her, Catherine followed the path of light until she reached a breathtaking clearing. In the center stood the majestic Tree of Life, its branches reaching high into the sky and its leaves shimmering with a magical glow. Approaching the tree with reverence, Catherine placed her hand on its trunk. A surge of energy coursed through her, and she felt a profound connection to the forest and all its inhabitants. In that moment, she understood the true meaning of harmony and balance. Aurelia appeared beside her, her eyes filled with pride. You have done it, Catherine. You have unlocked the power of the Tree of Life. Catherine smiled, feeling a sense of fulfillment and peace. Thank you, Aurelia. This has been an incredible journey. With the wisdom she had gained, Catherine returned to the entrance of the enchanted forest, where Mark was waiting. You found it, didn't you? He asked, seeing the glow in her eyes. Catherine nodded. Yes, and I understand now. The enchanted forest is not just a place of magic, it's a reminder of the delicate balance between humans and nature. We must protect and cherish it. Mark smiled, his eyes twinkling. I knew you were the right person for the job. From that day forward, Catherine became the guardian of the enchanted forest, working tirelessly to preserve its beauty and magic. She shared her knowledge and experiences with visitors, inspiring them to appreciate and protect the natural world. As the new guardian, Catherine initiated several programs at the zoo to educate people about the importance of conservation and the interdependence between humans and nature. She organized guided tours through the enchanted forest, where she recounted her journey and the lessons she had learned. Children and adults alike were captivated by her stories, and many left the forest with a newfound respect for the environment. Catherine also collaborated with environmental organizations to create outreach programs for local schools, ensuring that future generations would grow up with an understanding of the need to protect and preserve natural habitats. She spearheaded efforts to rehabilitate injured wildlife and release them back into the wild, and she advocated for sustainable practices within the zoo and the broader community. Under Catherine's care, the Greenfield Zoo thrived, becoming a beacon of hope and harmony. The enchanted forest became a symbol of the magic that could be found in the natural world, and it attracted visitors from all over the country. Scientists and conservationists came to study the unique ecosystem, and many were inspired by Catherine's dedication and passion. Years passed, and Catherine's efforts bore fruit. The zoo became a model for conservation and education, and the enchanted forest remained a place of wonder and inspiration. Catherine's legacy continued to grow, touching the lives of countless individuals who carried her message of harmony and respect for nature into their own communities. One day, as Catherine walked through the enchanted forest, she felt a familiar presence beside her. Aurelia, the silver fox, appeared with a knowing smile. You've done well, Catherine, Aurelia said. The forest is thriving, and so is the connection between humans and nature. Catherine nodded, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. Thank you, Aurelia. I couldn't have done it without the help of the forest and its inhabitants. Aurelia's eyes sparkled. Remember, the magic of the enchanted forest is within you. It's in your heart and in the hearts of all who believe in the power of nature. As Catherine continued her walk, she reflected on the incredible journey that had brought her to this moment. She thought of her grandfather, Edward, whose love for the zoo had inspired her own passion. She thought of the animals and the people she had met along the way, each contributing to her understanding of the world. The Greenfield Zoo, with its enchanted forest, stood as a testament to what could be achieved when people worked together in harmony with nature. Catherine knew that the work would never be truly finished, but she was confident that the seeds she had planted would continue to grow and flourish. And so, the secret of the enchanted forest lived on, not just in the magical clearing at its heart, but in the minds and souls of those who had been touched by its beauty. The forest whispered its secrets to those who listened, teaching them the importance of balance, respect, and love for the natural world. Catherine's story became a legend, inspiring countless others to seek out their own paths of discovery and conservation. And as new generations came to the Greenfield Zoo, they too found themselves drawn to the mysteries of the enchanted forest, ready to unlock its secrets and carry its message of harmony into the future. The end.